We are expecting Chris Ballard to appear at any minute, but we decided to go ahead and get started.
Might
So
as well.
we'll roll it and see if he shows up.
Wait.
That's not real at all.
That's not real.
Fake news. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but
Ballard, where are you?
Yeah.
He probably had something important come up.
I'm sure he did.
I'd like to wish a happy day or two late birthday to our biggest fan, Beth.
Hey, that's
yeah.
awesome. There's Beth right
Good morning,
there.
Beth. It's a great day in the Ozarks.
It is a
I think
great
it was yesterday.
When is it
but I'm
not a
100%.
great day in the Ozarks?
I don't know
Well,
when it's not
I
a
guess
great day in the
I
Ozarks.
guess we have a few from
Yeah,
time to time.
they
But
happen from time to time.
I'd rather be here on a bad day than anywhere else on a good day.
I like that.
Say that.
I like it.
Place to be. Rather be here than Jefferson City. I can tell you that.
Oh, yes. Will's big week.
Oh, boy.
Tell me about Will's big week.
Yeah,
What
well-
did you do last week, Will?
Well, Monday night, drove up to Jeff City, spent the night in a hotel, and got up Tuesday morning and stood in line for 2 hours with 500 of my closest
Can I ask a weird question
soon-to-be
about this?
friends. Yeah, sure.
And maybe this is a female problem.
to register to file. So I finished, but to file for
Yeah.
to run for state rep for the 129th Webster County. So.
Okay, so when you're queued up in a line like that,
Yeah.
and somebody's got to use the restroom, was there one close? Were you outside?
No, we were inside.
You're inside, so there's probably one close. So somebody
probably.
these are the weird things that go through my mind.
But I don't know. It didn't come up
Sorry.
for anyone near me.
These are the weird things that go through my mind when somebody tells me something like that. Like, yeah, we were in line for 2 hours. I'm like, oh, uh-oh. Yesterday was the birthday.
Missed the
quarter of a
first
century.
175. Yeah, bummer. Oh well. They might not have been that awesome. I mean, they were good, but
They were good. I'd say now's at least smells better.
No,
Easier
pretty sure
things.
about that. Yeah.
So
No.
good for you.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
And being willing to be part of the solutions versus a talking head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know.
You're-
It'd be a lot easier to stay here,
You're right, and that's why it would be a lot easier to stay here.
Yeah.
But I think that you're the right person for the job, so I think that this will be good. And you had lots of things last week.
Yeah. I mean, so the filing is interesting because you got to do all the things. You got to pay your filing fee to the party and all take your paperwork, and then you just go get in line at the Secretary of State's office. And I mean, they're ready for and it's everybody running for state rep, every party, everybody running for state senator if those seats are open. I guess maybe kind of got lucky. I mean, everybody that's running for U.S. rep has to file.
Oh,
They don't necessarily have to do it that day.
but they're there too.
They could be
it's a
there
party.
too. Yeah. And then every other statewide type office has to file at the Secretary of State's office in Jeff City. So there's a ton of people there.
It's a party.
And it honestly, for what all they're having to do, it goes relatively fast.
That's good.
I suggested that they get one of those, reservation systems like at Chili's, where they
with
give you a
little
little buzzer, like, oh, it's your turn. They just buzz you in.
And then you walk in. I like that idea.
And then, you could go, you wouldn't have to just stand
You could
in
go
line.
sit, work on your laptop or take phone
literally
calls, whatever.
standing in line.
Yeah.
I guess there were some chairs around, but nobody sat in them.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't a roller coaster. There's not much exciting at the end of it.
No, there's not. No, not at all. But anyway, that's done. So
that's good.
We'll see what happens.
And you had an event on last Friday night.
Yeah, last Friday night in Marshfield at the Depot.
Very cool.
The band was great. Casey and the Attaboys. Just loved listening to them.
Awesome.
I've heard them a lot. They played last season at Silver City quite a bit, and at the Gazebo and other places. But yeah, enjoyed them. They were gracious enough to come out and play the event. We had some food from Time to Loaf there, which was awesome.
Amazing stuff.
Got to meet a lot of people, and Eric Burleson zoomed in.
Because he was kind of busy.
He was kind of busy. He was going to be there in person, but he was in New York interviewing the Clintons as part of his job on the House Oversight Committee.
That would be interesting.
Guess so.
Good morning, Shanda.
So he did that, and he came in, and he delivered a nice talk to the folks on my behalf. Gave me very cool. Gave me a strong endorsement. So I wish I'd recorded it. I didn't record it. I don't know what I was thinking.
I never remember to record or take pictures at the right moment.
I don't either. And
it's like if I ever got hacked and someone's like, "I'm going to hack and release your camera reel," I'd be like, "Good luck."
Okay.
I mean, you're not going to see anything. It's all downhill from here.
I agree.
You're going to fall down the hill from here, Will.
That's right. Well, Beth turned. If I read everything right, 75. I think that's
right.
Yeah. So I just turned 55. So yeah.
I got a birthday coming up, but I'm not quite there.
Yeah. 35. Is that right?
I wish. It's not there either. It's not a little above that.
Oh boy.
So thank you for being willing. Yeah. Our friend Tatiana's been on the show before, and she was in the state capitol for like a lenders conference and thing, and I reached out to her too, and I'm like, thank you for being willing to be part of the solutions. There's a lot of people who do a lot of talking.
Yeah.
A lot of comments.
It's a three-way Republican primary.
Yes, so you got a race.
I might not have to go do this.
I would not use that as your campaign slogan.
You don't think so?
I wouldn't.
It's like
I might not have to go do this.
I might not have to go do this.
You're going to like it when, hopefully we can get you there and you're going to like it.
I think I will.
So primary will be in
August.
I think it's
and
then
August 4th.
Election will be in November.
Yeah, and I mean, it's Webster County. The Republican primary is the election.
It's the election. Yeah. That's how it's traditionally been. Yes.
So,
cool.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Thank you for your efforts. Right. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that. What else is going on?
I got a few things I want to talk about right off the bat before I forget.
Good.
Emily from the Parks Department reached out to me, and there is online registration right now for I want to say it's soccer and volleyball for spring sports. Cool. And our Parks Department does lots of different youth sports at the rec sports, and they're 6 weeks or so, and it's not like a family commitment for the rest of your life kind of situation, and it's very affordable to participate in. And one of the things that they're going to do now, and I haven't even told you this, is part of their business sponsor packages is going to include a shout out on K-Raj. And I said we'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So if your business sponsors one of the parks, this is City of Rogersville Parks and Rec, then you're going to get a shout out on K-Raj.
Right here.
And Planet 417.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
To our huge viewers.
Yeah, our massive viewership.
Massive viewership. There's no reason to believe there's not 10 million people watching right now.
We have no reason to believe there's not. That's correct. Because we are on Facebook, YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube.
Yep.
And X is streaming live on the Twitter. I have such a hard time calling it X. That's X.
Fair. X is not really something that
it doesn't stick.
It doesn't stick. X marks the spot.
Yeah. Streaming live on X.
That's it.
What? Twitter. Oh, yeah. I know what that is.
Oh, yeah. Another thing I want to talk about is this is not in Rogersville, but it's a few counties over for a wonderful community member, Jamie Wyman, who is good family friend of ours where my husband Jesse's from, the Ozark County area. Mm-hmm. She's got esophageal cancer, and they're going to do a benefit on March 21st. Okay. Jamie has reached lots of people in her life. She's done lots of things for lots of people. And they wanted me to reach out to let you know if you have anything lying around that would be a good silent auction item, send it my way. I will get it down to the crew. That benefit's going to be on March 21st, and it's a chili supper and auction, and that's in Gainesville.
Okay.
So I wanted to reach out to them. There's lots of people that know Jamie, and she's supported a lot of people in her community, so it's time to give back some.
Well, drop that in the comments after the show.
Okay, I will
So
definitely
we'll
do that.
have some more information.
And again, that benefit is on Saturday, March 21st at 5 o'clock at the Gainesville High School for Jamie. So got to support those people in our communities who support us for people's sake.
Absolutely. So
Yes.
12 days until daylight savings time. I'm
Holy
so
guacamole.
excited.
Where did winter go?
Well, it was there for
It was like a 10-day
a
thing.
little bit. Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
I don't know. It is what it is, but I really look forward to daylight savings time.
That's
every
fair.
year. This dark stuff, not a
For the
fan.
birds.
Looking forward to sitting out on our deck again.
Yes.
We got to enjoy that a little bit last fall before it kind of got too cold to do that.
Yep.
But anyway,
Well, we're in very springy weather right now.
we are. It's beautiful. So,
Yeah.
Hi, Diana.
Good morning, Diana.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's great. Love it. I mean,
Yeah. I think my chance of thunderstorms maybe. Might have our first spring thunderstorm.
that would be nice.
The daffodils are up.
I would enjoy sitting on my deck watching the thunderstorms roll in.
Isn't that the best?
It is. It is. It's a lot of fun.
That's the best.
Yeah, stormy weather, good. Sunny weather, good. My favorite is like overcast.
Really?
Yeah, I like it. It's fun. I just said I hate the dark because I do, but
I hiss at the dark,
but I'm not a big fan of the sun either. I like a nice overcast day.
I don't want to be tan. I don't want to feel the sun's rays.
No.
You know what one of my favorite days is? Is a 55-degree sunny day with no wind.
Yeah.
I love that.
See, I would take like
Love it.
65 and overcast.
That would depend on the humidity, how I would feel about it.
Well, see, now you're just adding more dials.
And I'm just saying, there's a lot of dials in the Ozarks weather. So
There really are. Yeah, it's something else.
you're very welcome, Jamie. We love you. We're praying for you, and we're gonna help out how we can on that day. So thank you. Ooh, Reed Timmer says they're tracking severe storms this week.
Fun.
That is one thing that I like about Facebook is watching the weather guys.
I do like
Will likes it dim.
I do like the day.
He likes his people. I was thinking like
What?
dim-witted.
No.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
Not Will's dim. That's funny.
Well, I mean, she's not wrong. I mean,
not wrong.
my office doesn't have windows. I wish it did.
It is a layer.
I wish it
It's a
did.
layer.
I mean, it's just the layout of this building. My office is in the back. There's no windows in the back of this
Yeah,
building.
you're very much a layer kind of person.
But my office, I like to have an office with windows, but I never turn on the overhead office lights.
I don't like overhead lights.
I have
I'm
floor
a lamp
lamps, stand
person.
lamps, desk lamps, all that stuff.
I'm with you there, buddy.
I rarely will turn on my overhead lights.
Yeah,
I
and
just
my
not a
family
fan.
makes fun of me because I'm like, let's turn those lights off. We need lamps.
And my wife loves the sun.
She's like, light it up.
And so, this new living room that we have now.
Yes.
Well, you've seen it.
Yeah.
It's all windows.
Yes.
I mean, it's just window
Yes.
all around the whole thing. Now, the one saving grace to it is the west end. The west end of that is where my outdoor kitchen is.
Oh yeah.
So that window doesn't ever get any direct
Full light.
sunlight. Now, my outdoor kitchen does in the evening, which was a problem.
It was a little toasty. in
But
the
I
summertime.
got some of those sun blocking shades.
Yeah.
They're not like opaque. You can still see.
You can see through them. Yeah.
Yeah. But I can put them down, and then that combined with the screen cuts.
Dim would be a great steak restaurant. Will's steak restaurant known as Dim. Do
I have to
it.
think about that.
Do it.
But
Will's
it works.
steak restaurant.
No,
Dim.
my
Welcome to Dim.
You bet, Jamie. My restaurant idea is this, and
Okay, I'm
I
ready.
have to give credit for Chris. I kind of stole the name from my brother-in-law.
Okay.
Because he used to answer his phone, Don's Taco Palace.
I love it.
Don's Taco Palace.
Excellent.
And so I'm thinking I would, someday when I have time and money to lose,
Yep.
I want to open a restaurant called Don's Taco Palace.
Uh-huh.
And I want to like maybe put it in a Quonset hut
Yep. Always a good idea.
and not serve tacos.
I like it. Just
So
they're not there.
The tagline is Don's Taco Palace. It's not a palace. There's no tacos and there's no Don.
I like it.
Nobody, you can't. If your name's Don, you can't work there.
This is much like Ryan's Fajiteria and Go-Karts, which is my brother Ryan's future restaurant.
I would do that.
Yeah, Rhino's Spaghetti's Fajiteria and Go-Karts.
Okay.
There will be spaghetti and Rhinos and Go-Karts, though.
Okay. Well, and that's a little
not rhino meat.
similar to my food truck idea, Chonga Chonga.
Yeah. I like it.
Chonga Chonga?
Yeah. I remember the Chonga day.
You remember the Chonga Chonga?
I've now known you long enough that there's several phases you've been through. I remember the Chonga
It doesn't take long.
No.
For me to burn through the phases. I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to do
Wilson
that.
is Chonga era.
Yeah. Hey, they were great.
I never
They were
had
awesome.
one, but they were good.
Well, I
I had
really
some
just
other Will's
experimented
Food
with them
Delights.
at home and made them. But should I
Oh
explain?
my gosh. Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
I mean,
so-
we all. Beth's going to open Tacky Tacos.
All right. We should have like a food court. We need a food court is what we need.
The whole theme is, though, your name does not match your food.
That's right. No, so my theory was you can put anything in a chimichanga.
I think that's a fair theory.
And
Yeah.
so I made chimichangas and I put cashew chicken and rice.
Good
in
call.
them. I got all the ingredients that you would use to make a Big Mac, and I put it in a chimichanga.
Chonged it.
Spaghetti and meatballs. I
You
put in a
chonga that all
chimichanga.
day.
I did a Reuben.
That's chongable.
I did a Reuben changa, and they were great. You know,
Can we add chongable to the dictionary?
chongable.
Will it chong?
Will it chong? Can you? All right, we could have like a whole YouTube video series channel all about can you make a chimichanga out of this?
This is funny. Last night,
I think you could do beef stew if it was the thick kind.
you could chonga stew.
You could chonga stew.
Last night, I don't know why this reminded me of this. Last night, my friend Emily Johnson's a realtor, and she's the broker over at House Theory. And she listed this really incredible house. And the girls always when we're driving around, they're like, "Mom, is that a mansion? Is that a mansion?" I'm like, "No."
Those are,
yes.
What they call McMansions.
Yeah. And, I mean, who am I the authority on mansions? I'm not. But I have a general, there's lots of big houses, but to me,
Yeah.
a mansion is a different thing. And so this house is a mansion. And so I showed him the listing.
Does it have to have columns?
No, not necessarily.
so?
No.
I don't know.
It
I
has
always think
to
if
be
it's gonna
stately looking.
Sure, but
Not
I almost
all
think if it's
mansions
going to
have
be a
columns.
mansion, it's got to have a columned front porch, like a colonnade.
That would be a colonial mansion. That's
Okay.
a style.
All right.
But there can be other types of styles of mansions.
Yeah.
And
it's weird though. Like what people like Versailles. You
Yeah.
know, is a hunting lodge. Yeah.
my hunting lodge doesn't look like that.
No. That place.
A lodge.
It's a
The
hunting
hunts.
lodge. It's a hunting lodge.
Yeah, so we looked. I showed him the listing, and Clara goes, "Mom, how do I get to live in a mansion?" I'm like, "Well, you'd have to make a lot of money." And she's like, "Well, how do I make a lot of money?" And so she starts making like a diagram. And she's like, and I'm like, "Well, this particular mansion is like high level mansion. Like, it's multi-million-dollar deal." So I'm like, we're talking like, what could you do in the Ozarks if you wanted to live here? And I'm like, whoo, that's going to be tricky because there's not too many jobs where you're going to make enough money
Yeah.
to afford a multi-million-dollar
Yeah,
mansion, because this is pro athlete, high level doctor. And so we started going through the things like owner of manufacturing facilities.
Yeah.
Of course, there's ways you can do it in real estate, but that usually takes some time and some pre-money to get you. You don't go from zero to multi-millionaire in real estate quickly.
Organized
usually.
crime.
Organized crime.
Yeah,
That would
something
be
something
a
like
way.
that.
Which let's try to keep Clara out of that.
Yeah. Although she would be good at it.
There's a famous Clara story. My friend was watching her, and her son and her were playing. They're the same age. They've been best friends probably since they were 3 or 4 years old. And he looked over and he goes, "Clara, let's be a prince and princess." And Clara goes, "I will be the queen." So there's been this famous story that Claire's going to be
not good enough.
No, I will be the queen.
I will be the queen.
We all have assumed Claire's going to somehow become a queen of a country. We don't really know how, but there's a path.
These things happen.
So she made this diagram and she drew a mansion, and then she made boxes and grids, and then she put several different types of jobs in it, and then she put different dollar sign amounts ranking on how much they make. Like one was $1 sign to $3 signs.
There would be big bucks if she could find a way to ship out of the Ozarks Bowl.
If she
you can't get in and out of here.
The geographical problems of the Ozark Mountains
being trapped
are trapped here, where we could get industries to this area. she could afford the mansion.
Right.
So last week while you were gone, me and Ballard brought that up.
Right.
The famous quote. And then the next day, it showed up in my Facebook memories 2 years ago.
I saw that.
And it was the famous quote from the guy with the New York Times who obviously had never been to the Ozarks and realized that our Ozark Mountains are easily navigated on Highway 65 or 44.
I mean, can you imagine the dude
60?
just thinks there's like this Rocky Mountain style mountain range?
Yeah,
right down the middle. It's like hanging out right here in the Ozarks.
What are you talking about? I mean, if you've never been here, just look at a topography map. Like, it's not hard to...
So was Clara researching these jobs?
She was just asking.
She was guessing at the dollars?
Well, she was asking us. She asked, well, what about this job? And we said, well, yeah, I mean, you can earn, and we weren't really throwing out numbers. We were throwing out just kind of like, well, you could earn a good living. That's pretty good. That's a lot. Yeah. I mean, and there's not a lot of, like I said, again, this was more like pro athlete, CEO type money we're talking here. So it was an interesting conversation though. And I didn't realize she was putting this whole grid together, and Evie was weighing in her thoughts. It was a very interesting conversation.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, why do you want to live in a mansion? And she's like, I don't know. I just want to have a lot of space for my kids. And I'm like, Clara, you're kind of a messy person. Cause like Evie's the one that takes care of the room.
Yeah.
And she goes, I'll be cleaner if I live in a mansion. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Well, she'll hire a maid. I mean, if you live in a mansion, you're going to hire a housekeeper, right?
Clara's staff.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny, though. She asked about chefs, though. And I'm like, unfortunately, chefs.
Celebrity chef.
Celebrity chefs.
Celebrity chef.
But I'm like, unfortunately, chefs are not known for making huge sums of money unless they own their own restaurants or become celebrity chefs. Yes.
Yep.
But anyway, it was an interesting conversation.
Around here, I don't think it's going to make you rich.
Yeah, I don't think there's some that earn good money, but they're not like, I'm sure there's establishments in big cities that like have millions of dollars of sales every year. And they're.
Well, and I mean, you and I both know how hard it is just to keep a regular business running.
And make money.
Where people aren't fickle like restaurants. I mean, I just think, you may be hopping one day and then all of a sudden people are like, I'm going somewhere else now. And you're just done.
Yeah.
That just seems
the restaurant business, because the restaurant business is always something that in my mind, I've thought I would like to partake in some way, shape or form. And I know you're in the same boat.
Yeah.
But then I think we start thinking about how much it costs to do that. And I always end up landing on the juice is not worth the squeeze for me.
Well, I just went right back. I will go back right to the tongue-in-cheek statement that I made earlier, but I kind of mean it. If I ever had time to burn and money to lose, that would be the time to start a restaurant.
Because I feel like most people are going to lose money on the first restaurant they attempt.
Yeah. And even if your restaurant ultimately is successful, I think you're going to lose money for the first year or two.
Oh, yeah. And so you got to be prepared for that.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a tricky business. And it's gotten more and more complicated, too.
I mean, I guess the franchise model I think works fine.
See, I think I have a theory we're going to see big changes in the restaurant industry over the next 5 to 10 years.
I'm interested in
because
your thoughts.
of food costs and labor costs now are so different than they were 10 years ago.
They're crazy.
And I don't see how any of that can come back. And so your margins in the restaurant industry, and the other thing is good staffing has really become hard to find.
It really is.
And
that's right. They are.
Restaurants are a lot of hours worth of work. I think we'll see some of those long-term chains and stuff maybe change models. And there's only so much that your robot ordering and menuing stuff can go. You know what I mean? And on top of that, this is my opinion. Other people will have a different opinion. fast food used to actually taste pretty good. And now there's been a lot of changes in food quality.
Yeah.
And to me, it doesn't really taste very
Yeah,
good
I would
anymore.
agree with that. It's not what it
you know,
used to
you
be.
used to be able to get a pretty tasty burger at a fast food establishment, and now you do if it's hot and fresh, but it's kind of things have changed a lot.
Well, 30 years ago, we used to be able to go out, Shelby and I, to the Olive Garden.
Gee, yeah.
And we could have dinner and, $30 with
Oh,
tip,
yeah.
36.
Yeah.
Under 40. For $40, you could probably even get dessert
Yeah.
with that. And that would be one person's meal now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally double
Yeah.
what it used to be. It's prohibitive. It is now to the point, and maybe I'm just old and I'm looking at those old numbers going, "Oh,
No,
this
it's
is insane."
expensive. It's
I know
the
it's
whole
expensive,
thing.
but it's like I can't afford it. And that's where I think the restaurant industry is really in trouble.
I
The
do. I
food
think there should
costs
be
have
big
gone
changes.
up. The labor costs have gone up, which means their prices have gone up, which means their customers are not eating out as much, which means they're making less money.
Yeah.
And it's just a real negative spin-down cycle right now.
It's going to be interesting. And I think there's some models that are going to flourish. And the Grubhub thing is a very interesting thing to me because I have no desire to participate in it whatsoever. But I know a lot of people do. And so it's really hard for me to think about, because if I like to go out and eat at a restaurant, I don't want to eat cold food. I don't want to, I don't want to have something delivered to me that, delivery to me is only for like pizza and
well,
a few
we're
other
the
things.
wrong generation.
We're the wrong generation for it.
demographic. I can't remember where I heard this. I'm thinking it might have been at the Nate Bargatze concert.
Yeah.
Or show. It might have been somewhere else, but there was a guy talking about, I don't know, his kid or somebody that had moved back into his house because they didn't have any money and blah, 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 blah. And whoever it was like, oh, I'm just going to get some McDonald's. And he's like, okay. Ding dong. The guy DoorDashes
McDonald's, yeah. Which apparently is a regular thing. Like it's a regular thing.
I mean, are you not paying as much for the delivery as you are for the food?
And I don't really understand how that works. Honestly, I don't know if the restaurants take a cut of some of their margins on that.
I think so.
I think they do.
Yeah, I think they do.
And I know obviously there's delivery costs, and I'm sure it varies greatly, location, that type of stuff. And again, I'm not the person to be an expert on this because I don't use it. I don't know why I would.
Yeah.
And I know there's a whole generation of people that do, and that's great. I mean, I'm not dogging on it, but I do think we're going to see big changes in how restaurants have traditionally operated over the years. I feel like we are. I think there's a new.
Well, I don't
level.
want to dog on anybody, so I would couch this as.
Oh, that's funny. Sorry, I'd interrupt you.
No, it's
Beth
okay.
says we're going to Jim's Friday evening for my birthday, and the loan papers have been completed and turned in. That's great.
That is good.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jim's saying it's really.
it's good.
I
Yeah.
was, I don't want to dog anybody. I would phrase this as like fatherly advice.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're young, your smartphone will last you 5 years.
Yeah.
You don't need a new smartphone all the time.
Yeah, not every year
You
now.
don't need. I mean, this drives me crazy. I'll just admit, you don't need the $3, $4, $5 coffee. You just don't.
Not every day.
Not every day.
But if that's your thing and you want to buy it,
I
okay.
guess. But
yeah.
when you add up the DoorDash, the eating out, the phone, the coffee, all those things
yeah.
that I didn't have when I grew up that are not necessary.
Yeah.
Suddenly, these outrageous house prices, if that's what they are,
Yeah.
they're not. They're high. They're expensive, but they're within reach.
They're obtainable.
They're attainable. It's the entitlement mentality, and I mean, I'm a victim of it too.
And like I don't
like
know
to get
though.
a new phone all the time. I mean, mine's a couple years old. I didn't. Get
It is.
A new
It's a
one.
different culture for the younger generation.
It is.
There's not much of a push for the house and the furniture and the stuff.
But
There's-
I just feel like if I really wanted to,
you could figure it out.
I could
Yeah.
live on a literal shoestring. I can make my own food.
Shanna says she begs to differ, and I think that's on her daily coffee. Which I mean, hey, you've already done all the other stuff too, Shanda.
Hey.
She also says everything is marked up on DoorDash, etc. Which that would make
Of
sense.
course.
It would have to.
Yeah.
Be. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but the coffee. I mean, you can get some milk, you can get some sugar, and you can get some Folgers, and you can make some coffee. And
You can.
It will get you by.
I don't know about the Folgers. Sorry, Folgers. I'm just not there anymore.
You can find. I mean, Amazon Basics has coffee, and it's not bad. I use that at home all the time. I make cold brew out of that. Actually, that's pretty good.
The coffee thing, I think I understand because the coffee is more than just coffee, if that makes sense. It's called, the little
Please
treat.
explain.
The little treat, right?
Yeah.
So, and especially for the millennial generation, we are yuck to fold. It's gross. The millennial generation is the little treat generation, and below us too, where we do like to have a nice thing, and the cup of coffee isn't just coffee, if that makes sense.
I understand.
It's a little, which, to be fair, I guess I'm coming from the perspective of adults who can afford it. Now, if you're like a teenager who's using your parents' credit card to buy yourself a little treat every day, that's probably not a good lesson in the future.
Well, sure. I mean, I'm all on board. If you can afford it,
it's
fine.
the same. Well, here we go.
But let's not have new cell phones.
Yeah, the problem is the
to
layering
Netflix
of all of the things.
and
Because
Hulu and coffee every day and
Empire Coffee's
avocado
made you a
toast.
coffee
Yeah,
snob.
it will.
That's fair.
That's the best coffee I've ever had in my
I
life.
would put coffee in
and
the category.
Then complain that
You
life
can't
is too
afford
expensive.
anything. Agreed. Now, if your expenses are wildly out of control and you're spending more than you make,
I've seen those.
You got a
Beth,
problem.
yeah.
The coffee is like when Coke used to be 25 cents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people would go and they'd have their Coke and they'd, or you'd go and you'd get a donut. The coffee, we're very much a coffee culture now. And so I see the coffee, but you're exactly right. You can't do the coffee and the Grubhub and the cell phones and the streaming services and everything stacked up and stacked and stacked, and then wonder where your money's going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I eat out too much. 100%.
Yep.
I could cut out so much of my yearly expenses if I just ate at home.
We've really cut back on
Yeah.
our eating out. We used to eat out probably at least once a week.
I like it. Shanda uses her phone until it no longer supports the updates and won't turn on.
There you go, girl.
The phone's like,
That's the way
I'm
you do
dead.
that. Yeah.
I'm dead. Oh, we got to go.
Yeah,
It's
we do
8:30.
got to go. It's
Holy
time to go.
guacamole.
Chris, you missed
Chris,
it.
we don't know where you are. If you're kidnapped, blink twice.
Beth, go out and search for Chris. Right? We'll send Beth on the search.
Send
card.
Beth. She'll find him.
She'll find him.
She'll
Okay.
find every-
We'll be back next week with
Good
more
day.
waffle. Bye.
Bye.